I think the world is now seeing why we've been talking about John Mateer like he's the truth and he's a baller and he's a boss, because he is. Like, we talked about how he can make people miss. He can run with power. Everybody else in the world is going, oh my gosh, I didn't know he was that good of an athlete. Yeah. White boy can move. Like, he can cut, he can move, he can break tackles. He ain't gonna run out of bounds either, dude. Like, he's
No.
not here for that life. Like, he wants to run through your face. And I thought I thought they did an unbelievable job being ready for the moment, not surprised, coming out on fire, at home with the momentum, with the crowd. Like, I think there's things about OU that I look at and that I liked. Was just, I love the way they had a plan to run him. They ran speed option. They ran QB power. Like, they were fully aware of what the offense can be. They were confident. They were aggressive. They were throwing the football, all over the yard when they needed to. OU actually made some mistakes to keep Michigan in this football game, like muffing the punt, missing the field goal. They could have put it away earlier. But just talking about OU specific, Mateer and the offense are going to get better and better. I think the Barnes kid at running back is going to be a stud. Like, I just love the way he looks in his uni, and I love the way he runs physically. And I think that's got to grow and get better throughout the season.
Has to.
But tip of the cap, Venables and that defense, because my God, flying around with some nasty. I love that. There was 11 of them near the line of scrimmage, Brent, sometime. I mean, it was Venables style, like, here we come, do something about it.
I think that's the thing that jumps out when watching them live, and especially at night, by the way, in Norman, is how fast they fly around and just the disregard for their own body in terms of hitting people.
So
and it's not just one, it's all of them.
Yes.
But the thing you mentioned about Mateer in that, just sort of what he can do for this game, fantastic. To survive the SEC schedule, can't happen. You have to develop and that's what's like watching this game tonight. Both of these teams are missing something offensively. Now, obviously, Michigan was missing the Klein kid at tight end, but it's not like they have weapons galore on the outside. So to me, for Michigan to be at their peak offensively, they need to run the QB or the QB be a running threat a little more. And for OU to be at their peak offensively, they need to make sure they run their QB a little less to sustain and be consistent throughout the year. But tonight was.
Hey, I'm about to say, let's just talk about tonight. And what did my boy Will Simpson say in the chat? Should Texas be worried about OU? You dang right they should. You absolutely should, because they got the dude at the trigger, man. They got the dude that can take over a game. And here, I don't think he's going to have to, because his arm is good enough. I think what I don't like about him is, listen, no. What I love about him, what coaches are not going to like about him, is run out of bounds, don't take as many shots. He's okay taking shots. I think you limit those. Again, it's 3rd down, 4th down, touchdown. Like, that's when you take those shots. It's not 1st down and goal. It's not 2nd down and goal, right? Like, I think you get that as you come along. But yes, Mateer is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. What about Michigan, though? We got to get some Michigan talk, too, because I thought Michigan was solid. That was a tough atmosphere.
It was, but before we get to Michigan, one thing with Oklahoma, big time shout out to number 5. I forget his name. Let's see.
Oh, you talking
Isaiah Satania, with the breakup on the ball that should have been picked.
It could have been a pick, and he's good with a jet sweep. He was
the next
vicious
play,
around the corner.
But the next play, Mateer makes the sort of Superman play, great throw down the sideline, but it's him making that play right before he broke up that pass. But Michigan, like, they just the explosiveness, like, the only explosiveness they have is through Underwood's right arm. I mean, obviously Haynes hit the big run.
Justice went 75. He disagrees.
Well, he hit the big run, but that's not something that you can, to me, consistently count on to go 75 as a running back. But that's what I see watching them, is that they're good. They're all around solid team, but they're just missing that sort of next element of explosiveness that can cause havoc against these other teams that can do these things offensively.
Well, I think McCulley might not be as explosive, but his size, he had the one big play down the field for their offense, and they need more of that. He had that 44-yard catch, I think, where it was a nice contested catch. But Oklahoma did a lot of this. Like, they took away all the short stuff. They said, if you want to beat us, you're going to have to beat us downfield. And that means somebody has to run by somebody, right? And then
Yep.
Bryce has to put it on the money. But, I mean, the offensive line for Michigan was not elite by any stretch. This is not vintage a couple years ago, the Natty, when they could line up and run power and go in your face, eat it, swallow it, like it. Like that's not the case. I mean, Justice did a lot of the work. Justice Haynes did a lot of his work by himself. I mean, just having to break tackles, having to be really good. So the O-line's also got some injuries now up front. So dealing with injuries, they got to get that fixed up front. And you're right, the weapons out wide. But the defense, I think, will be more than fine. That's a great OU offense that they can limit. They're going to hold down. They're not going to allow anybody to go nuts on them. Like they can stymie offenses and slow them down with what they do. But they're just going to have to continue to make plays and run the football more effectively and then make some big plays down the field. But I thought they represented themselves well. That's a tough atmosphere, and that's why nobody was picking them to go win.
And we talked about how much this game was needed more so on the Oklahoma side because of the SEC schedule that's coming up for them, and Michigan can still go win the Big Ten. But the Oklahoma needed this for momentum because they have the weird game next week at Temple. At Temple, like a road game at Temple for them. But then Auburn comes to town, and Jackson Arnold comes to town, and then that's now that's a potential big time game as well.